Welcome to your Barbados Today evening news update for Monday, February 11. Thanks for joining us. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Attorney General Dale Marshall is concerned that some business owners are bringing guns into the country, and he warns they will face the full brunt of the law once caught. At the Barbados Labour Party meeting at St. Christopher Primary School last evening, Marshall said illegal firearms are a major problem and government intends to arrest that problem.
We do know that there are connections with the business community. And I've said it before, and I'm saying it again. No, the same way that none of you can feel safe as long as these guns are on the street, I want to make it clear that any member of the business community who either allows or facilitates his shipments to be used as a method of getting guns into Barbados, he will not be safe from the law enforcement authorities either. It must always be, we talk about equality under the law, and I'm a firm believer in it. And the same way the police is going to have to knock on house doors and search people's cars and those kind of things, the business community will have to feel some of the way if they are involved in this. There will be no sacred cows in this exercise.
City residents living near the Bridgetown Sewage Plant are breathing a sigh of relief now that a pungent odor is gone. Energy and Water Resources Minister Wilfred Abrams told reporters this morning the problem was caused by a broken seal at the plant, which has been fixed. However, he suggested the problem did not result from normal wear and tear, but oil, grease and fats that are being dumped into the system. Abrams made it clear that Barbados will not return to the days of running sewage in the streets under his watch, and he served a notice that those responsible for clogging up the system could very well face the law.
To make sure the grease traps are up to spec, we're going to make sure that people have proper procedures in place for disposing of things like sanitary napkins and all those things that are clogging up the system. And if you are not compliant, then we're going to take steps against you. If we need to change the legislation, upgrade the legislation to be able to prosecute people criminally for it, then we're prepared to do that. We are not going back to the situation that obtained in Bridgetown last year when the plant was almost on the verge of collapse, and we are not going back to the situation that obtained on the south coast when sewage was all in the street. And we will do whatever we need to do to ensure that we protect those systems, because one or two selfish people should not make it bad for the whole of Barbados. We're not prepared to deal with it.
Government is doing all it can to help hundreds of retrenched workers explore new employment possibilities. The assurance today from Minister of Labour and Social Partnership Relations, Colin Jordan, as he addressed the first in a series of workshops designed to help retrenched workers. The workshop, which is being led by the Barbados Employment and Career Counseling Service, forms part of government's retooling, empowering, retraining and enfranchising scheme under the Barbados Economic Recovery and Transformation Program.
This guidance includes giving you the tools to choose the right type of training that will help you to achieve your goals. Sometimes your circumstances may dictate that you need to find a job immediately and delay studying. Job placement services offered by BEX can help you in that area as well. BEX, I must tell you, engages with employers on a daily basis to place persons into vacancies. The department intends that these services will become available online so that employers who have vacancies will list those vacancies on the website, and persons who are looking for jobs can also place their CVs, will be able to place their CVs on the website as well.
In other news this Monday, last week we heard all about the 4 Renal Week students who did a good deed by turning over a wallet which they had found over to an adult. Now let's hear from snack vendor Margaret Payne, who ensured that the wallet was returned to its rightful owner, Reginald Jones.
He was very glad to see that he got back his money, the card, and a lot more. And I was very pleased that the children bring it to me, because they had 4 other people. They had the pizza man, another younger vendor, the bread man. They didn't return it back to the school. So I say that the children trusted me, and I was very pleased. So that was it. Very pleased. Well, I feel very good. That's the truth. I feel very good. But it's not only me to get the praise. I think charity begins at home. And if those children were children like in a home that are accustomed to stealing and so forth, I guess they would take home the money. So charity begins at home. It's not only me for praise, it's the parents.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
To news from our regional neighbors now. General and regional elections cannot be held in Guyana by March 19. That's according to the country's chief elections officer, Keith Lowenfield. The main opposition People's Progressive Party has been calling for the poll to be held next month, following last month's successful no vote of confidence against the coalition government. However, Lowenfield told a press conference that the date was not possible. More in this report from Capital News.
So it's not a rush, because any rush, and this is very logical, will create many other scenarios that will not be desirous to the Secretariat and adherence to the Commission. That is the subset that's required.
The Chief Elections Officer is contending too that training is a critical aspect of preparation, which will take the Secretariat beyond the March 19 date.
So when we suggest that the training regimen, the training subset that is required for the execution of elections, the law in the Gantt chart we prepared shows 105 days that speaks to the training requirement. So I think we need to understand that. And so when I hear suggestions that we can train all of Guyana in 29 and 32 days, it really stultifies my own thinking.
Nomination day menu of activity.
And finally, Democratic and Republican negotiators are meeting, trying to reach a deal on border security and to avoid another government shutdown. The sides remain divided on the detention of undocumented migrants and on funding for President Donald Trump's border wall with Mexico. Congress has until Friday to pass legislation before the current federal funding agreement runs out. The previous shutdown was the longest in U.S. history, lasting for a period of 35 days. And that's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook, and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media and bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. And you can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Good evening.